There is a reason why I can't read all of my poetry in one day. I just looked through a few of the ones that I don't have to scroll down for 10 minutes to find. They are long. I am long-winded, and some people can't read that long. They don't have the attention span to. And it has nothing to do with ADHD. They aren't captivated by it. Some people are, some people aren't. I have my audience, and I'm thankful for that. If you are part of my audience, I love you. Thank you for supporting me, and thank you for being here. Everything I write is mine. Nothing is plagiarized. I don't even know what I'm writing sometimes until I'm done with it, and I'm going back and looking through this stuff, and I'm like, I wrote that. It is higher dimensional poetry. It's esoteric poetry. It is something that sounds like it's been channeled from a medium or an empath. This one is called Equally Yoked. What?
Tomorrow.
Okay, honey, I'm doing a video right now.
Because I'm a reform, so I would never use my power like that.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. I love to hear that. I'm raising you right. I'll be right back. I'm just recording something real fast, okay? He didn't hear me. I went in jail to see that. That's my son. He's 12. He talks about some excellent things for his age. I'm proud to be his mom. So this is called Equally Yoked. I'm gonna try to read it in a way that everybody understands it, not too fast, not too slow. I'm gonna try not to make mistakes, but I'm not the best voice actor. Is this what destiny looks like, folks? Realizing that believing in your intentions manages their manifestation process in shades of spades where the blinds meet the marginal circus that found monkeys that don't belong to them. That's what the circus is for, but they don't care anymore, is what they've been saying when they've been selected to an aspect to start praying about. Does destiny look like exchanging uneven yokes and nurturing the tokes you take to the run-down lake down by the bedside table that hollers at the former fables it used to believe in before sin became conscious of its silly nature from within, becoming determined to win whatever it's qualified to receive in the morning when office hours resume from a virtual living room? Those who choose to bear a burden they aren't required to bear when nothing else matters in conclusion to the rendition that the illusion shatters. The dishes in the sink voluntarily clatter until someone vocally notices that something is strange enough to cease all mindless chatter. That's when you come to appreciate the slices of silence that approach with a way out that's far better than the way through. Yes, I did that for you. You don't deserve it, but my kidneys have been reserved for you for a reason I'm currently unaware of, so don't ask me why. I'm only fierce when I'm not incredibly shy. You've seen me cry. You've caused me to cry, but I still want to examine the extent of my feelings regarding any of this with your hands on my thighs and our lips, inches from advertising overseas trips that call on devoted tips from the sightseers and registrars. Was this written and encoded in the stars? I had no idea it would go this far. From one tiny thought to a plethora of unopened feelings that are dealing with the persecution of betrayal and regret on the active set of everything it left behind when it was searching for antiques it was positive it didn't leave behind. What did you have in mind? It's laborious to discuss options with no choice on how to produce real results through those options that are left-handed, trifling through the legality that was left unread too many times for my personal taste. What a distant waste of money and resources that failed to join the talented requisition of malevolent forces that requested time off to forward its remaining choices to leftover pity parties hosted by unsung and unheard petty voices. Instead of trying to understand someone's folly, try to find a way around their disclosure of their predictable behavior with the intent to maneuver their free will into thinking towards the highest available timeline without canceling your own motives for the agenda rather than the disproportional amount of information required to gather profits for the entire nation when inflation is suspected to be indicated in the wrong direction. Traveling through nonlinear time and outer space is open through the darkest night and the brightest morning, even if you cancel your second flight at the last minute. It's the thrill of the fight every time. Execute the duality of the missing side of darkness that is often too complicated and misdirected to understand in depth at any length in the sense of a far cry for physical and emotional strength. This is not for the faint of heart or the weakest link. This is for the matching area codes from identical astrological nodes cloaked in a particular ink that ranges from gray to pink and back to black on whitened pages of slaughtered trees that echo their secrets to the leaves and the snow before it melts in retractable belts used to trap prey for more than a day. This is what destiny looks like in a hoodie and jeans, riding a sports bike, preparing to take a golden hike, flooding the area with demented germs that should be isolated and cemented under no uncertain terms, according to a local law firm that misrepresents their own morals, covered in popular and attractive florals, that don't file bankruptcy with misleading worms that infest the nation with ideal stories, listed on the fake news that they aren't responsible for the undetectable cuts and a giant bruise that defends the rancid allegories, chained to the lie they pretend that they've gained common clout among the A-listers that fear for their lives because they have children and wives between mixed families, but they think we don't know why, but we do. We just won't cater to you until we're convinced you learned your lesson a little later. We can return momentarily to thank the underpaid waiter for their excellent service while we're awaiting our first kiss. We want something just like this. I literally don't even remember writing that, and I copyrighted it Holy Sorcery 2021 because I used to go by that name in that year. Yeah, I wrote that in 2021. This has been almost a 10-minute video, and I spent most of that reading that. That's called Equally Yoked. That's the kind of poetry that I write, folks. Yeah. I hope that somebody resonates with it. I don't expect really anybody to understand it. Most of that is metaphorical. Even I have to meditate on it to understand it. But that is some of my best work. And I'm only 32. There is more to come. Thank you for your support, and I appreciate you. And thank you for listening to all of that. And I love you.